New printer? In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you how to connect it to Windows 11 in 3 different ways: USB, Wi-Fi, and network, and what to do when Windows says it can't find it. I'm going to use an HP OfficeJet as our example, but the same basic steps work with almost every modern printer. So let's get one connected. If you just want the printer working as fast as possible, USB is your best choice. Turn the printer on, connect the USB printer cable from the printer directly to your computer. That's it. Windows 11 will usually recognize the printer straight off and install it automatically. So, to check it, if it did install, click Start, then find Settings, go to Bluetooth and Devices, Printers and Scanners, and if your printer appears in the list, boom, you're done. Now, let's look at the two networking options real quick. Wi-Fi is probably the most convenient choice because the printer doesn't have to stay connected to one computer, but it is the most unstable, so forewarned is forearmed, as they say. Now, the printer will connect to your home Wi-Fi network, and the cardinal rule is the printer and the computer need to be on the same network. Now, our OfficeJet, on the HP OfficeJet, we're going to look for words either on the touch screen or on a physical button that say something like setup or network or possibly wireless settings. Now, every model is a little bit different in their wording, so just look for those. Then choose the wireless setup wizard. Okay, from there, find your home Wi-Fi network name. It'll ask you to enter the password. Do that, and then hit connect. And once you're connected, you should see the Wi-Fi symbol appear, usually in blue, sometimes green, or a message just showing that the printer is connected and online. So, basically, you're going to choose the network, enter the password, and click connect. Pretty simple so far, right? Ethernet works much like Wi-Fi, except it uses a physical cable. So you connect the Ethernet cable from the printer to the LAN or LAN port on either your router or your network switch, not to your computer. Once the printer joins the home network, and you may need to turn the printer off and then back on for it to join correctly, you should be good to go as far as discovering it. I mean, Ethernet is a good choice if the printer stays in one location and you want a good, solid, reliable network connection. It's what we use for 99% of businesses out there. Now, the printer is on the network, but Windows still needs to add the printer, right? So we're going to go to the Start button, then Settings, then Bluetooth and Devices. Go to Printers and Scanners, and then click Add Device. And Windows will automatically search for nearby Wi-Fi and Ethernet connected printers. Now, if your OfficeJet, in this example appears, you just click the Add Device and let Windows install it. And for most people, and in most cases, that's it. The drivers are installed natively in Windows 11. But if your printer doesn't appear, first check the obvious things, like make sure it's turned on and hasn't gone to sleep. For a USB, make sure the cable is plugged in securely. For Wi-Fi, make sure that the little Wi-Fi signal is on or not flashing, and that it's on the same network as the computer. And for Ethernet, make sure the cable is connected to the router. Now, try to add the device again. Now, if Windows still can't find the printer, and this is where most people get frustrated, don't worry, there's still another way to do this. So we're going to go to Choose and add a new device manually. For Wi-Fi or Ethernet printers, choose Add a printer using an IP address or host name. An IP address is simply the printer's address on your network. It may look something like 192.168.1.150, but your numbers will probably be different. So where do you find that number? Well, on our HP that I'm using for an example, we're going to look for network settings or wireless settings, or maybe a button that says wireless summary. And then we're going to look for IP address, or sometimes it's labeled IPv4 address. And if you can't find the address on the printer screen, look for an option to print, like either a network configuration page or an information page, I mean, the IP address should be listed there somewhere on that page. Now, take the page with you or write that IP address down. So, now we're going to go back to the computer and Windows. We're going to choose add a printer using an IP address or host name. Then for the device type, we're going to choose TCP/IP device. And then it will ask us to enter the IP address. So we're going to type that in. If it enters a port name, just leave it alone. And then click next. And Windows will try to find and identify the printer. Now, Windows may ask for the printer manufacturer and the driver. And if it does, in this case, you'll usually have like a menu that pops up. You'll choose, like in this case, HP, and then I'll look for the exact model number of the OfficeJet. We don't want something that's just similar because it probably won't work correctly. We want the exact name. And if your exact printer isn't listed, go to the manufacturer's official website and download the driver for your exact model. For example, HP, you would go to hp.com, look for the support tab, then look for download drivers, type in your model number, follow the on-screen instructions. Go for the full package. It's the easiest one to do. Now, finally, once the printer is installed, let's make sure it works. So, again, go to Start, then Settings, then Bluetooth and Devices, Printers and Scanners, select your printer and open it. And usually you do that by clicking on the arrow pointing to the right of your printer. Find Printer Properties and then choose Print Test Page. And if the page prints, you're done. And congratulations, you've officially defeated one of technology's oldest enemies and the bane of my personal existence, the home printer. So, to wrap it all up, remember, USB, print directly from the computer by a cable. Wi-Fi, the printer connects wirelessly to your network. Ethernet, the printer connects by cable to your router or your switch. And if Windows can't find a Wi-Fi or Ethernet printer, find its IP address and use add manually. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm Rico. This is Clicking with Confidence, and I'll see you in the next video.